everybody. It's Friday night. We're in downtown Grand Rapids. And look at this pretty building. We're over by the Andel Institute. And the Children's Hospital. This is the Michigan Street Medical Mile, just over here. It's a little bit bright. There we go. This is the DeVos Children's Hospital. And in front of us is the Michigan Street, and more of the DeVos Children's Hospital. Spectrum Health Hospital is also over this way. This whole couple mile stretch is all medical services, offices, urgent cares, hospitals, emergency rooms. We are now walking into the sun to the west, down the medical mile. I'm not going to point you guys west right now because we'll just get blinded. Well, there's a beautiful church here. Let's see if we can look at it without having to point you at the sun. There we go. This is the Emmanuel Lutheran Church. So my plan today is to walk down Michigan Street here to the river, and then walk the river edge path south to the other side of downtown, and then walk from the south end of downtown back north again. Kind of see what's going on downtown a little bit earlier in the night. So this is the federal building. It's not one of my favorites. It's a little monolithic and imposing. It looks like a concrete government building just about anywhere. So the federal courthouses are in this building just across the street. And then I think the other building that we were just pointing at that was all concrete is probably services. I'm not absolutely sure. Sounds like there's some music going on down at the Calder. Maybe we'll try to stop by that on the way back. blindingly bright. So this building over here is a Michigan State University extension. I believe it's all, again, medical. And there's the Gerald R. Ford Federal Building. And here's another map of downtown. Let's get a shot of this. Alright, I just gotta wait a minute to cross the street here. So on the left here, we are still headed west on Michigan, is the Van Andels and their giant elephant doors. So the Van Andels, a convention center and hall. They do RV and boat shows. DeVos Place. And that's our post office just across the street there. Looking all retro 70s. And the Varnum building behind it is all condominiums. And my gimbal is off center. Alright. I had to adjust my gimbal real quick. We're in the shadow of the Varnum building for a minute. This is the entrance to the gigantic DeVos Place underground ramp. More scooters just sitting in the middle of the sidewalk. So this is the Grand River and Michigan Street running over it. So this is the first of a series of low-head dams helping flood control on the Grand River. This originally was rapids before it was replaced with the low-head dams. They are attempting a project to restore the rapids through here. And of course this building again, still the giant DeVos Place. Let's let's walk down this way. Yeah, that's fine. I'm sure you guys are a little overexposed there. So we're currently walking south along the Grand River. The river's at a very low spot right now. Normally, this low-head dam is barely visible. So there's a lot of signage upriver warning everyone of the low-head dam. It's very dangerous to attempt to cross in any kind of boat. There is a actual dam with a fish ladder further upstream from this one. That one has a significant fall and is very noticeable. These lowheads are just barely sticking above the water. So the landscape of Grand Rapids is very much based on all of this work done to flood control and kind of normalize the watershed of the Grand River. It's one of the largest, I don't think it's the largest, but in Michigan it's definitely one of the larger watersheds. It covers hundreds of thousands of acres. The Grand River runs significantly far, all north, up and around the city of Grand Rapids, and then far out into the state. It's quite crazy. The moon's visible right now. You guys can see it. It smells quite nice of cooking meat outside at the moment. I'm guessing it's all the restaurants downtown. Let's walk down here since the Riverwalk is open again. The pedestrian bridge you're seeing just ahead of us here, we've crossed several times in my other videos. And across the river there, that is the Gerald R. Ford Museum. You can see how shallow it is right here. There are spots below this next lowhead dam that you can walk right across. The vegetation here and the sandbar, let's see if that's even visible. I might bring you guys up a little bit. Just a little bit. That shows you how shallow it is in spots. I believe they have some of this next bridge closed due to the construction on the buildings. This is quite a swift river. And you can see these little, where the water on top swirls back towards the lowhead, makes it extremely dangerous. You would not want to get caught in that. It would take you through a washing machine cycle from hell. walking across the river here, we have the Public Museum. And my apologies. Every time I point you to the west, you're getting pointed right in the sun, and look how low the river is here. So this is one of the spots where you can walk across, but you typically can't tell that you can walk across. But these giant sandbars have formed. You can really see how low it is here. Seems like an odd place to park. Yeah, that seems like a really, really odd place to park. So this is the Marriott here, and we're walking to the east again. And that is connected to the skywalk that we've walked before, that I keep saying I need to update the video of. The first time I shot that skywalk, the walk I did on that was number 1. Back when I was trying to do totally unnarrated. Wrong way. And number 2, before I had the gimbal totally balanced. We're coming back up on Monroe here. We're going to turn right and head south a little further. Maybe head over towards the south side, maybe Founders.
Yes.
I'm not sure how far I feel like walking today. Yeah, this is Monroe / Breonna Taylor Way. I feel like I'm not fully in focus for some reason. I refocused just in case. Hopefully we didn't lose anything. So we do have the Bob just over here, one of the large venues, restaurant. So 20 Monroe Live is also just over here. next to the Bob. Ooh, way too dark. Let's brighten that up. A little bit better. So this is the Bob here. Never actually been in the Bob before. From what I understand, there are 3 floors, and each floor has its own kind of unique restaurant thing on it. Okay, so we're just crossing Market here. And we're just over by the large arena. Waiting for this light. I suppose I could cut it. I may cut this out later when I go and edit. I suppose I could film the skywalk impromptu right now, but I'd rather be walking outside. The skywalk is more a backup plan for a day when it's rainy, is my thought. Kind of what it's for, there for. So this is one of the spots to access the skywalk, since we're speaking of it. It does run up and over, as you can see here. But the building at the end there, the Priority Health Building, is typically a locked private office building. And there's typically don't get traffic through there. So we're just crossing Weston here. Down Monroe. Let's see if I can hurry up and this bus driver. Okay. We started today with a full charge, so I'm kind of hoping we can walk for an hour and a half or so. It'd be really nice to make my most use of my time. So just over here, I don't know if you can even see it, but this was the Charlie's Crab. It's a local restaurant. Actually, I'm kind of tempted to go over and take a look. Let's see. Oh, here we go. There's still a sign here. Charlie's Crab. Let's see what's left. Oh, we're walking right into the sun. Oh. Wait, is that for this lot or for that lot? I'm thinking it's for that lot. So I believe this is going to be the site, or one of the sites, that they plan on building a something like 30,000 seat soccer arena, and all the parking and accoutrement that goes along with that. Oh, look, a city rabbit. Whew. This place is looking kind of rough already. Yeah, this used to be a thriving little restaurant right along. Oh, look at all the rabbits. Right along the waterfront here. I'm not sure if this is slated to be demolished or when they plan on putting the soccer stadium up. Let's see what we can see over this fence. If I can see anything under the sun. Their gate is totally grown closed. Oh, you can see the Riverwalk there. Okay. I've never eaten Charlie's crab while they were open. If anyone has, maybe tell us about it down in the comments. I would be curious to hear. There are rabbits all over the place over here. Here's another. Hi, little terrified bunny. Alright. Well, that was fun. Alright, I'm going to pause you guys for a minute. We are just over at that underpass. I wanted to look at these absolutely huge storm drain pieces that they are installing under the road, under the bridge here. These well, I mean, I have to. May not be the safest thing in the world. I would not want to be in one of these if it started moving. But I cannot resist walking through them. Okay, that was amusing. Onward. That is a big hole. Oh, it smells really strong like clay over here. Must be the soil under the roadbed is, smells like a baseball field. Oh wow, they've got this tore up way down. Oh, and look how full of dirt some of these culverts they pulled out are. More rabbits. I wonder if this is all in anticipation for their giant soccer plans. So we have the Department of Public Works over here. Ooh, I'm too dark. The Department of Public Works and Grand Rapids' Parks and Rec Department is down on this side. This all looks, to anyone who is from Grand Rapids and hasn't been here in a while, this has got to look totally alien over here. This whole landscape over here, other than the Parks and Rec building and that there's a gas station there, that Mobil's always been there. Sorry, there's been, gas station there. I don't know if it was a Mobil station before. But this 234 Market here, the new Founders building, all of this is fairly new. Excuse me for just a second. I gotta cross some kind of rough terrain here. Alright. Let's cross over this way. Yeah. So this is Market Street, I believe southwest. So we're going to begin heading to the east and to the north again. So Founders Brewing has moved from quite a while ago, being down by the further north on the Grand River in the Brassworks building. They then moved to the building next to this block that I'm showing you now. And this block here was their final stage of expansion for the absolutely enormous fermenters you see through the windows there that feed their canning line.
Oh, get us in there. What up, gang?
Hopefully they weren't being vulgar and I can keep them in. I couldn't actually see what they were doing while having the camera pointed the other way. I'll have to find out in editing. It sounded like they were just happy people. But even happy people can be vulgar. Oh, here you go. There are racks and racks of cans waiting to become delicious Founders beer. And that's kind of cool. They recycle their gloves. I'm not a huge Founders fan. I used to be. They do some decent, delicious beer. Their tap room has always been a pretty pleasant spot. Oh, it smells amazing like beer brewing out here right now, guys. I've been having some, I guess what I'd call human resource problems as of late. Some of the stories I've heard from ex-employees who are don't fit well into a box, that is to the LGBTQ side, and to some extent to minorities, have had some not so pleasant things to say. But they produce good beer, so it's kind of hard to really dog on them too much. Hopefully it means they're trying a little harder now. So we are down now by the bus station, right across from Founders here. This is the central hub for Grand Rapids Rapid Bus System. It's also the central station for transferring from the Amtrak, which is just around the corner. The other side of the Founders building. You can see their giant tank feed system. Absolutely crazy. This place is just absolutely enormous. This is a bay where they can pull let me brighten you guys up. This is a bay where they can pull a truck in and dump direct down into it from above. Alright, let's continue down along, so this is Granville Avenue. I don't think I mentioned that before. This old fire station across the road here I really wanted to show you. The Grand Rapids Ballet Company is also down this way. This has always been one of many of my, every other building is my favorite here. You'll catch me saying that that's my favorite building about 20 times a day. But this is another one on that list. And more city rabbits. Look at them. Just over here is the Grand Rapids Ballet. It's the Peter Martin Weggs Theater. walk around. This is another one of the buildings I have not yet had the opportunity to go inside of. It's been closed, I'm almost certain, since the beginning of the pandemic. So if you were ever to take a train from Chicago, or generally most places in the United States where Amtrak runs, you would land just underneath this overpass here at the Amtrak station. Now, I'd love to show you guys a train coming or going, but unfortunately it only happens twice a day. And that is usually at something like midnight to 1 a.m. and I think 6 or 7 in the morning. Which are really great, absolutely enormous brick buildings down here as well, though, that I can show you. Cross here really quick. I kind of figured everybody who enjoys commuter videos would enjoy this. A little view of where you would get off a train if you came to visit me. We're going to walk to the end of the platform here. It was nice walking with you tonight. We'll see you in the next one.